Okay, we're with Metin Havale, a freshman here at Wilkes Barre High School in the STEM program. Metin, let's talk a little bit about how did you get involved with STEM? What were your interests? And then you had to go through the whole process of getting into STEM. So tell us a little bit about your story.
So at first I had no clue about this program, this academy. It came down to STEM night and like shadowings that happened. I was really interested with the hands-on work that we did and the workshop stuff, using our hands to make, stuff that we actually use every single day. Like recently we made a phone stand, which was pretty cool. We were able to work with wood and we measured everything, we designed everything ourselves. So that was a really nice creative project that we just did recently.
You and I were talking a little bit like, boy, I've been really into science for as long as I can remember. What do you think got you interested in science?
Probably my family. They're all nurses, so even since I was little, I've always been just watching over my sister, my brother, my mom, them working through school and them using all their textbooks and stuff. At times when I was little, I would sometimes sneak around and then steal their textbooks, just look through them myself and hide them. But I think that's what really got me interested in science and biology.
So you got involved in that, you got interested, start looking at books and different things. How about when you got to school? Was there a class, a teacher, something that kind of stimulated a little bit, or you just kind of kept going between school and home and stayed interested?
I think it was, I think I kept going between school and home. I stayed interested throughout, all the different branches of science, chem, bio, all the different things. I've loved science ever since I was little.
So what's it been like to come here to the high school? We're about, almost at that halfway point of the year, meeting new friends and seeing different people, and talk a little bit about STEM, what that experience has been like for you.
For STEM, everyone around me is like family. Like that's one of the mottos of STEM: family, community, and teamwork. So I'm with the same people every single day. We connect, even if we have troubles working with each other, we work through it. We're humans, so we just sit down and talk.
You guys are having some fun right now, trying to create some videos and different things. Talk a little bit about that process, because you're seeing probably a little different side of some of your friends, and like, hey, this person's really creative, or hey, we got to follow through with this. There's deadlines, timelines.
Oh yeah, definitely. With these videos, we can see everyone's different skills and what they're good at. So with these videos, I see some people are better at organizing stuff rather than being in front of the camera and talking to other people. But again, everyone has their own weaknesses and strengths, so I think STEM and in this community can really help bring them out.
You got some teachers that you're working with, but Mr. Everts is kind of in charge over there. What's your connection with him thus far?
Yeah, so Mr. Everts, he's a wonderful teacher. He's also a wonderful mentor. He'll give you tips anytime you need, no matter. Even if he's busy, he'll always try and make time for you. If you have any questions, go just right up to him and ask.
So you got a good group of freshman STEM members that you're probably around all the time, but do you get a chance to work at all with some of the other STEM members that are in the sophomore, junior, or senior class at all?
Oh, of course, yeah. In between periods, sometimes when we're in the STEM room, they'll also be in the STEM room, they'll have an engineering or just a free period. And we get to talk with them a lot. Not so much the juniors and seniors, but more the sophomores. Some of them I'm personally friends with, so in between periods we like to see each other, we like to talk, and any tips that they have, they can also pass down to us.
Tell us a little bit about your family. Who are those important people in your life?
My family, I would say my mom and my sister were probably the two biggest influences in my life. They've taught me a lot of things, a lot of things about reality, a lot of things about school, things that they went through and they couldn't really process right. And now I'm able to learn from their mistakes and be better throughout my school life and social life.
You and I were talking a little bit before we started. You said, hey, I got a bunch of hobbies I do. So what are some of those hobbies or different things that you're involved with that you're kind of like, wow, this is cool, I like doing this?
I mean, I'm a very physically active person, so I like going out. I like exerting my body. I work out a lot. I snowboard, I rock climb. Snowboarding and rock climbing is one of the two recent hobbies that I picked up from Outing Club. And I'd say they're really amazing, they're really nice. There's a local climbing gym, it's called the Wilkes Barre Climbing Gym. Very beginner friendly, you can talk to Mr. Elias, he's the president of Outing Club, and he organizes all these things. And really, with rock climbing, you can go anytime you want. You just have to come up to him and say, hey, I want to do this, do you think you're free? So, it's really kind of like a free-for-all, but an organized free-for-all.
Solomon Elementary, Solomon Middle School, now here at Wilkes Barre High School. What's it like for you to be a member of the Wolf Pack? You feel like, hey, we're all in this together. We need to try to support each other?
Yeah. So I'd say the transition from middle school to high school was drastically big. You have a much bigger community you work with. Everyone's not so cooped up in their own little friend group. You get to see, what other people's struggles and what other people are going through, what they talk about, and their other friends, their other hobbies. So I think, community is a big part of it.
Listen, we appreciate your time telling us your story. You got a lot of years left here at Wilkes Barre High School. Keep grinding away. We wish you the best.
Thank you.